Welcome back to the channel, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. Today, we're heading into the exciting world of Australian $1.20 coins, and we're uncovering the most valuable ones that have captured the attention of collectors worldwide. From rare mintages to striking errors and pristine conditions, these coins are selling for big money in today's market. Let's get started. First up, the 2006 Australian $1 coin may seem like an ordinary piece of change to the untrained eye, but to collectors and coin hunters, it can be a ticket to numismatic excitement. Bearing the classic and much-loved Mob of Roost design, this coin continues the legacy of one of Australia's most iconic currency artworks, while carrying the potential for rare varieties and errors that can fetch far more than its face value. Even in circulated condition, its story, specifications, and hidden possibilities make it a coin worth noticing. The reverse of the coin was designed by the late Stuart Devlin, the man famously dubbed the goldsmith to the Queen. Devlin's artistic vision brought life to Australian decimal coinage in 1966, and the Mob of Roost became one of his most enduring designs. On the 2006 $1 coin, you see 5 kangaroos in motion, their overlapping forms symbolizing energy, freedom, and the vast natural landscapes of the country. The denomination $1 is set beneath them, balancing the composition with clean simplicity. The obverse features the 4th portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait, used from 1999 until 2019, is known for its realistic and detailed representation of the Queen, with her crown and features rendered in sharp relief. The inscription, Elizabeth II Australia 2006, surrounds the portrait, giving the coin a formal and authoritative presence. From a technical perspective, the 2006 $1 coin is made from aluminium bronze, a durable alloy of 92% copper, 6% aluminium, and 2% nickel. It has a diameter of 25 millimeters, weighs 9 grams, and has a distinctive edge design featuring 7 shorter smooth segments alternating with 7 reeded segments, each reeded segment containing 11 grooves. This alternating edge pattern gives the coin both a unique tactile feel and added resistance to wear. The Royal Australian Mint produced millions of these coins for circulation in 2006, ensuring they reached wallets and tills all over the country. However, among this vast mintage are coins that can stand out for their condition, striking quality, or rare minting errors. These standout coins are the ones that collectors will pay premiums for, especially if they have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition. In circulated condition, like the one in focus today, the coin's value is generally modest, between $1 and $3 Australian dollars for most examples. But the real excitement comes from finding coins with unusual characteristics. Misstrikes, off-center strikes, die cracks, or planchet flaws can dramatically boost the value. Some of these rare error coins have sold for $100, $200, or even more when collectors spot them in the marketplace. The Mob of Roost design is more than just a pretty image. It has become a symbol of the Australian dollar itself. While many commemorative dollar designs have come and gone, the kangaroo motif has stood the test of time. For coin enthusiasts, the 2006 version is a bridge between tradition and modern minting technology, representing continuity in the nation's coinage history. Globally, the 2006 $1 coin also has a following among world coin collectors who seek examples of Australia's most iconic designs. The combination of its warm golden tone, intricate kangaroo composition, and unique edge makes it stand out in any international collection. It's a coin that instantly says Australia to anyone who sees it. For Australian collectors, the year 2006 itself holds nostalgic value. It was a year of national events, sporting highlights, and cultural milestones, and for many, the coins from that year are linked to personal memories. This emotional connection adds another layer of collectability to even a circulated coin. High-grade uncirculated examples from 2006, especially those taken directly from mint rolls or year sets, can fetch $8 to $15 Australian dollars, and proofs in original packaging can command $25 to $40 Australian dollars or higher. These higher-grade coins are highly sought after because they preserve every fine detail of Devlin's original design without the wear and tear of daily circulation. The dream scenario, of course, is finding a rare error coin from the 2006 Mob of Rus series, one that could turn pocket change into a substantial payday. Such coins are scarce, but they are out there, hiding in jars, drawers, and old wallets. For the persistent coin hunter, each 2006 $1 found in circulation is an opportunity to check for these valuable variations. In terms of demand, the 2006 Mob of Rus $1 coin continues to be a staple in the collections of both casual and serious numismatists. Its popularity endures not just because of its design, but because of the thrill of discovering something extraordinary among the ordinary. Collectors know that even a circulated coin has potential if it carries the right traits. The 2006 Australian $1 Mob of Rus is a testament to the enduring appeal of Stuart Devlin's vision and the Royal Australian Mint's craftsmanship. While a circulated example may not make you a millionaire overnight, it holds the potential to surprise, and the stories behind it make it far richer than its face value suggests. This is why it's always worth keeping your eyes open when handling your change, because treasures can be hiding in plain sight. Next up, the 1967 Australian 20-cent coin is a piece of decimal currency history that still turns heads among coin enthusiasts today. Issued just 1 year after Australia's switch to decimal currency in 1966, this coin is part of the very first design series that modern Australians came to know and use. While it was produced for everyday transactions, the 1967 mintage carries with it both historic significance and the possibility of rare varieties that can command strong prices in the collector market. The reverse of the coin features the graceful platypus, an iconic Australian animal that perfectly represents the uniqueness of the nation's wildlife. Designed by the renowned artist Stuart Devlin, the image shows the platypus gliding effortlessly through water, its movement captured in flowing, wavy lines that double as the background. The denomination 20 is large and bold, taking up much of the left side of the coin, making it instantly recognizable in everyday use. On the obverse, the coin displays the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, crafted by Arnold Machin. This portrait, used from 1966 until 1984, shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, her profile rendered with elegance and poise. Surrounding the portrait are the words Elizabeth II Australia 1967, arranged in a neat circle that frames the Queen's image. In terms of specifications, the 1967 20-cent coin is made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a silvery color with a slight warm tone. It has a diameter of 28.52 millimeters, a weight of 11.31 grams, and a fully reeded edge. This size and weight give it a satisfying presence in the hand, one that older Australians often remember fondly from the days when coins had more heft. The Royal Australian Mint in Canberra struck millions of these coins for circulation, ensuring that they became a common sight in pockets, purses, and cash registers. However, despite their large mintage, examples in top condition are getting harder to find as the years go by. Many have been worn down by decades of handling, and others have been lost, melted down, or set aside in private collections. In circulated condition, like the coin we're discussing today, the value is generally close to face value, around 20 cents to $2 depending on where. However, the story doesn't end there. For coins in uncirculated or near uncirculated condition, values can jump to $10 to $20 AUD or more. Even better, if you find a proof version or a rare minting error, you could be looking at hundreds of dollars in potential value. One particularly interesting aspect of early decimal coins, including the 1967 20-cent, is the search for rare varieties and errors. Collectors keep an eye out for off-center strikes, broad strikes, die cracks, and misaligned dies. Some error coins from the late 1960s have sold for $500 Australian or more, depending on rarity and demand. This is why even a circulated coin can be worth much more than it seems at first glance. The historical value of the 1967 issue cannot be overstated. It was part of the first wave of decimal coins that replaced the old pounds, shillings, and pence system. This shift marked a turning point in Australian currency, simplifying everyday transactions and aligning the country with the decimal systems used in much of the world. Owning a coin from that era is like holding a small, round piece of economic history. Another reason the 1967 20-cent coin is appealing to collectors is its platypus design, which has remained largely unchanged over the decades. This consistency makes it easy to compare different years and hunt for varieties, and it also creates a sense of timelessness. For those building type sets, a 1967 example is a must-have as one of the earliest decimal issues. The demand for this coin extends beyond Australia's borders. International collectors are fascinated by Australia's distinctive wildlife-themed currency, and the platypus ranks high among the most sought-after designs. Combined with the Queen's portrait, it offers a blend of Commonwealth heritage and local identity that appeals to a global audience. In terms of market activity, online platforms and coin fairs regularly feature 1967 20-cent coins in all grades. While circulated coins are easy to find, the key is spotting those that have been preserved with sharp detail and minimal wear. A bright, well-struck example from 1967 can sell quickly to a collector looking to upgrade their set. The dream for many is to stumble upon a rare 1967 error coin in loose change or an old coin jar. Although rare, it's not impossible. Stories abound of people finding coins worth hundreds sitting unnoticed in a drawer for decades. This is why seasoned collectors say, always check your change. The 1967 Australian 20-cent coin in circulated condition is more than just pocket change. It's a link to the dawn of Australia's decimal currency era, a work of art in miniature, and a potential treasure if you find the right variety. Whether it's worth a few dollars or a small fortune, it's a coin that carries history, artistry, and the thrill of the hunt all in one. Next up, the 1980 Australian 20-cent coin might seem like just another piece of loose change, but for collectors and treasure hunters, it's a fascinating snapshot of Australian currency history. Issued during a decade when coins were still made with durability and artistry in mind, this coin continues the iconic design tradition that has made the 20-cent denomination a favorite among numismatists. And while a rusty, circulated coin might not seem like much at first glance, certain varieties, errors, and rare conditions from this year can still hold serious collector appeal. The reverse of the coin carries one of the most enduring and beloved designs in Australian numismatics, the platypus in motion. Created by master designer Stuart Devlin, this image perfectly captures the elegance and uniqueness of the animal as it glides through swirling water. The curved, flowing lines that form the background give the coin a sense of movement, while the large denomination, 20, boldly anchors the left-hand side, ensuring the coin's value is immediately recognizable in everyday transactions. On the obverse side, we find the second official portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait, used on Australian coins from 1966 until 1984, depicts the Queen wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, her profile turned gracefully to the right. The surrounding inscription reads, Elizabeth II Australia 1980, set neatly around the rim. This combination of regal portrait and Australian wildlife became a defining feature of the nation's currency during this era. In terms of physical specifications, the 1980 20-cent coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a distinctive silvery appearance that ages gracefully, even when, as in the case of our example, it's affected by rust and circulation wear. It has a diameter of 28.52 millimeters, a weight of 11.31 grams, and features a fully reeded edge. These specs have remained standard for decades, giving the coin a familiar feel and making it easy for collectors to slot into their collections. The Royal Australian Mint struck millions of 20-cent coins in 1980, ensuring they were widely used in daily commerce. However, while this large mintage means most examples are common, the passage of time has begun to thin out the number of coins still in circulation, especially those in pristine condition. Many have been worn smooth, lost to history, or tucked away by collectors and families as keepsakes from the late 20th century. For a coin in rusty circulated condition, the market value is generally close to face value, around 20 cents to $1 AUD. However, the story changes dramatically for coins in higher grades. Uncirculated or mint-state examples from 1980 can fetch $10 to $25 AUD, and proof strikes, which were made in very limited numbers for collectors, can be worth even more. The real jackpot comes from rare minting errors, which can command hundreds of dollars in the right market. Error varieties from this year are particularly sought after. Collectors look for off-center strikes, broad strikes, die clashes, and misaligned dies. In some cases, a double-struck 1980 20-cent coin or one with a dramatic planchet flaw has sold for several $100s at auction. These coins are highly prized because each one is unique. No two error coins are exactly alike. Historically, the 1980 issue sits in an interesting spot in Australian coinage. It was part of the ongoing production of decimal coins after the 1966 currency changeover, but it also marked a period of high production quality before cost-cutting measures began to affect coin design and manufacturing in later decades. For many Australians, these coins are a nostalgic reminder of simpler times, when cash transactions dominated everyday life. Another reason the 1980 20-cent coin remains appealing is the timelessness of its design. The platypus motif has remained virtually unchanged since its introduction in 1966, making it easy for collectors to line up coins from different years and admire the subtle changes in strike sharpness, metal toning, and wear patterns. For those building a complete year set of Australian 20-cent coins, the 1980 is a must-have. Demand for this coin isn't limited to Australia. International collectors are increasingly interested in Australian decimal coins, attracted by their artistic designs and distinctive themes. The platypus, a creature found only in Australia, gives the coin an exotic appeal for buyers overseas. This global interest means that even common coins in top condition can find eager buyers well beyond Australia's shores. On the market today, circulated examples from 1980 are easy to find, but higher-grade coins are less common than many assume. The challenge lies in finding coins with minimal wear, no heavy scratches, and a strong, clear strike. These are the coins that draw the attention of serious collectors and can bring in prices well above face value. The thrill for many treasure hunters comes from the possibility of finding a valuable variety or error in an unexpected place. A coin jar, a family heirloom collection, or even loose change. There are countless stories of people discovering rare coins worth hundreds of dollars in the most ordinary settings, and the 1980 20-cent is no exception. The 1980 Australian 20-cent coin is more than just metal and minting. It's a piece of Australian history, a work of miniature art, and a potential hidden treasure. Whether it's rusty and worn or gleaming in uncirculated condition, it has a story to tell, one that connects us to the people, places, and moments of a different time. And for those lucky enough to uncover a rare variety, it might just be the coin that turns small change into a serious payday. Next up, the 1977 Australian 20-cent coin is more than just a small disc of metal. It's a living snapshot of a pivotal time in Australia's history. By the mid-1970s, decimal currency had been in circulation for just over a decade, and Australians were fully adjusting to the convenience of dollars and cents. Every coin produced during this era was built to last, but they were also designed with beauty and national pride in mind. Even in damaged circulated condition, the 1977 issue still holds a certain charm, and for collectors, it's a year that sparks both nostalgia and numismatic interest. The reverse of the coin features the iconic platypus, one of Australia's most unique and beloved creatures. This design was created by master coin designer Stuart Devlin, whose work often captured the natural elegance of Australian wildlife. The platypus appears to be gliding smoothly through water, with fluid ripples surrounding its streamlined body. The artistry is in the fine details, the textured fur, the distinctive bill, and the sense of motion, making it one of the most enduring designs in Australia's coinage history. On the obverse side, you'll find the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, as she appeared on Australian coins between 1966 and 1984. This effigy was sculpted by Arnold Machin, a British artist whose refined depiction of the Queen became instantly recognizable around the world. The portrait is encircled by the inscription, Elizabeth II, Australia 1977, a timeless reminder of Australia's constitutional ties to the British monarchy at the time. When it comes to specifications, the 1977 20-cent coin was struck in copper nickel, giving it a distinctive silver-gray color and impressive durability. It has a mass of 11.31 grams, a diameter of 28.65 millimeters, and a milled edge. These specifications have remained consistent for most Australian 20-cent coins since decimalization. The combination of weight, size, and metallic composition makes it instantly recognizable in the hand, even if the surface is worn or damaged. The mintage for the 1977 issue was substantial. Tens of millions were produced, meaning that most examples are still relatively common in circulation today. However, not all coins are created equal. While damaged circulated coins like this one hold modest value, pristine uncirculated examples, coins with proof finishes, or rare mint error pieces can be worth considerably more. In the coin collecting world, it's often the rare condition or unusual production flaw that transforms a common coin into a treasure. Even though a damaged circulated 1977 coin won't fetch high prices in its current state, its historical and cultural value shouldn't be underestimated. Many collectors start by saving coins exactly like this, building a foundation for more advanced collecting. Over time, these coins tell a story, a journey through decades of Australian commerce, from being handed over for a bus ticket to buying a coffee or paying for petrol. The current market value for a damaged circulated 1977 20-cent coin typically ranges from a few cents to around $1, mostly as a sentimental or beginner's collector item. However, if you happen to discover a 1977 20-cent coin with a striking error, such as an off-center strike, a double die, or a wrong planchet error, the value can jump significantly, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars. What keeps the demand alive for this coin is its role in a larger set. Many collectors aim to complete an unbroken year-by-year run of Australian decimal coins, and the 1977 issue is a necessary piece of that puzzle. Even in lower grades, it's wanted by those looking to fill gaps in their albums or folders. This steady demand keeps it relevant in the modern collector market. From a numismatic perspective, the 1977 20-cent coin is also interesting because it reflects an era before significant design changes or commemorative issues were introduced into the 20-cent series. It's part of that original, unaltered run that lasted for decades, making it both historically pure and aesthetically consistent with the early vision of Australia's decimal coinage. For investors and collectors alike, coins like this serve as a reminder that wealth in numismatics isn't always about instant jackpot values. Sometimes it's about patience, holding onto a piece long enough for rarity and demand to do their work. Even a damaged coin from 1977 could one day surprise you if shifts in the collector market make early decimal pieces more sought after. There's also a fascinating emotional pull with coins from the 1970s. This was a decade of change for Australia, culturally, politically, and economically, and coins from this time carry that history in their metal. For some, owning a 1977 coin is like holding a tiny time capsule from a country still shaping its modern identity. Collectors are often drawn to coins with character, and a damaged circulated 1977 coin certainly has that. Every scratch, dent, or discoloration is a mark of survival through decades of use. Rather than diminishing its appeal, these imperfections can sometimes enhance it for those who value coins as storytellers rather than flawless investments. In conclusion, the 1977 Australian 20-cent coin may not make you a millionaire overnight, but it is a genuine piece of Australia's monetary and cultural history. Whether it's tucked away in a jar, passed down from a relative, or found in a second-hand shop, it has a place in the broader numismatic narrative. And while today its market value is modest, tomorrow's collectors might just see it in a whole new light, turning what once seemed ordinary into something extraordinary. Next up, the 1981 Australian 20-cent coin is a fascinating piece of decimal currency that sits right at the intersection of everyday use and collectible appeal. Struck at a time when Australian coins were still following their original decimal designs introduced in 1966, the 1981 issue reflects not only the enduring artistry of the series, but also an era of steady national growth and global presence. Even in very fine circulated condition, this coin retains a shine of historical significance, especially for collectors who appreciate early decimal coinage. The reverse design of the coin is instantly recognizable, the beautifully rendered platypus gliding through water, surrounded by flowing ripples. Designed by Stuart Devlin, the official goldsmith to Her Majesty the Queen, This motif captures one of Australia's most unique native animals with a level of detail that still impresses over 40 years later. The platypus' soft fur, distinctive duck-like bill, and webbed feet are all brought to life in the engraving, symbolizing the uniqueness of Australia's wildlife and its connection to the land. Turning the coin over, we see the obverse featuring the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin. This effigy, used from 1966 to 1984, shows the Queen wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a graceful and dignified image that became a standard on Commonwealth coins. Around her portrait runs the legend, Elizabeth II Australia 1981, framing the design and anchoring it firmly to its time of issue. When it comes to specifications, the 1981 20-cent coin is struck in copper-nickel, giving it durability and a distinctive silvery luster. It weighs 11.31 grams, measures 28.65 millimeters in diameter, and has a milled edge. These consistent dimensions make it instantly recognizable to the touch, whether you find it in your change or tucked away in an old coin jar. The mintage for the 1981 20-cent coin was significant, with tens of millions struck for circulation. But this doesn't mean all coins are equal in value. While the majority of these coins remain common, certain varieties and mint errors from 1981 can fetch much higher prices. For example, collectors often hunt for rare minting mistakes such as off-center strikes, wrong planchet errors, or die cracks, which can turn an ordinary coin into a rare and desirable numismatic prize. Another fascinating aspect of the 1981 issue is that some were actually struck overseas. Due to high production needs, coins that year were minted not only in Australia, but also in Canada and Wales. These overseas strikes sometimes have subtle differences in design or finish, making them highly collectible for variety specialists. Knowing how to identify these can give you an edge as a collector. In very fine circulated condition, like the coin we're focusing on today, most details of the platypus and queen's portrait remain sharp, though there may be minor flattening on the high points and some natural toning from years of handling. This grade represents a well-preserved circulated coin, not pristine, but still attractive and highly collectible for those building year sets or type sets of Australian decimal coins. From a market value perspective, a standard 1981 20-cent coin in very fine condition usually sells for between $1 and $3 Australian dollars to casual collectors. However, coins with exceptional eye appeal, minimal wear, or confirmed minting errors can sell for tens or even hundreds of dollars depending on rarity and demand. This is where the possibility of striking gold, or rather, striking copper-nickel, comes into play. The demand for this coin remains steady because of its role in completing collections. Many collectors aim to gather every 20-cent coin from 1966 onwards, and the 1981 issue is a must-have for any complete set. Overseas minted variants and error coins from this year enjoy an even stronger demand, making them highly competitive on the collector market. Beyond its monetary value, the 1981 coin also carries historical and cultural weight. Australia in the early 1980s was navigating economic changes, technological advancements, and a growing cultural identity. Every coin minted during this time was a tiny piece of that national journey, passing through countless hands and witnessing millions of everyday transactions. One of the most compelling reasons to keep a 1981 20-cent coin is the potential for future value appreciation. As the decades roll on and high-grade or unique examples become scarcer in circulation, prices can rise. What seems like a common coin today might be a sought-after piece tomorrow, especially as younger generations of collectors start appreciating early decimal currency. For beginners, coins like this are the perfect entry point into numismatics. They're affordable, historically rich, and easy to find, yet they offer pathways to more advanced collecting, such as chasing mint errors or overseas struck variants. For seasoned collectors, they're an essential puzzle piece in a long-running series, often worth upgrading for better condition or rarity. In conclusion, the 1981 Australian 20-cent coin in very fine circulated condition may not make you a millionaire overnight, but it has all the ingredients of a coin worth holding on to: classic design, historical context, collectability, and the potential for rare varieties to fetch impressive sums. It's a coin that connects Australia's past with the present and proves that even the change in your pocket can hold stories and possibly treasures waiting to be discovered.